How is everyone doing? Let me pop on where I am. Where am I? There we go. Hello, everybody. Let me put this here so you can better see me. How's everyone doing tonight? Don, good to see you. Cappuccino, that other Ted, Gozer the Gozerian. I'm like Deanna Troy. If someone was mentioning Deanna Troy, Chocolate Oven, I'm here for it. I am here for it. Even though it's a stereotype, I am here for the women loving chocolate. It is, I don't want to put this as like a hormone thing because I would be shocked. Unless there's actual studies, it might be interesting. But I was more of a vanilla fan. But ever since like transitioning, I found that I love chocolate more. Like I love like truffles and things like that. And I used to, before transitioning, I used to be so much more about vanilla. I actually do wonder if that is like hormone replacement therapy like influences taste buds in that way. Or maybe it just taste buds change as you get older. Even though I was fairly older when I started transitioning, but who knows? Aerodoc, good to see you, my friend. But anyways, yeah, it's just an interesting. Vanilla is like especially vanilla and caramel, Lewis. By the way, Lewis, I know I mentioned it during the stream the other day. I did get your emails, both of them. I just haven't had a chance to respond to them because I've been feeling off and everything, and so. But I did see them, and it was a very, very wonderful letter, and I do want to respond to it. But I really appreciate it, Lewis. It was an absolutely wonderful email that you sent me. So thank you for it. I honestly mean that. Like your first email, I know the second one you were expressing worry that I like was upset at you or something. I was not. I thought your email was really, really wonderful. So thank you, Lewis, for sharing all that. It really touched me and meant a lot that you would send all that. So I'm sending you. I'm actually tearing up a little bit that I didn't actually mean to. Truly, it was a really wonderful email. But how's everyone doing today? I've been just editing. Yeah, we're doing more Horizon tonight, Fada. How do I feel about pickles? I do. So, okay, this is a thing that I do know that happens during HRT. If we're going to talk about HRT experiences, like hormone replacement experiences, because Carlos 1 billion says, I had a friend who hated coffee, then while at HRT, she became a coffee fanatic. During the first year or so of my HRT, being on HRT, I became addicted to Chinese food, like Americanized Chinese food, not like actual again, I don't want to put on what's more authentic Chinese food, but the more Americanized sort of Chinese food idea. I got addicted to that, and especially General Tso's chicken because it is so salty, and I know HRT causes a sodium deficiency in you, and so I was just chowing down on all the Chinese food all the time and putting salt on everything. It was a problem. Oh, thank you very much, Captain Ami. Appreciate you. Heart to you. And speaking of Gozer the Gozerian, pickles, because pickles also are have a lot of salt in them too, so that's also probably part of it as well. Let's see. Oh, that sounds like fun, Fada. Can I I'm glad you were relaxed, Aaron. Can I rant to everybody for just a hot second? This is just an absolutely. I'm gonna hopefully record a review tomorrow if I get the time, if I get time to record. But I just want to tell everybody, I'm not gonna spoil the movie for you, but if you have not had the chance to see everything everywhere all at once, that's the name of the movie. Everything Everywhere All at Once, starring Michelle Yeoh. Go watch that movie right now. Stop, just look up in your local theater, stop watching me, go find that movie and go watch it. I saw with a friend Everything Everywhere All at Once last night. I try not to be hyperbolic, especially when it's a movie that I've just seen, and I don't want to have it be a recency bias thing. But I'm almost certain this movie is almost certainly going to be a top 100 movie of all time for me. Might be a top 10 movie of all time for me. It is one of the best movies I have watched. I went with a friend, and we were gonna joke and have fun during the movie. The last 30 minutes of the movie, both of us were just laughing and crying in equal measure, and we just walked out of the theater, and we both could barely talk because of just the emotional experience that we had. It is one of the funniest movies I have ever seen in my life, and yet it was one of the ones. It was the best movie that I can equate it to. And this is gonna be a really, 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 really weird. And I see some people's comments, and I do want to say, but I just want to make this connection. The biggest connection I can make to this movie is the Mr. Rogers documentary. that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. Because that Mr. Rogers documentary, it's very different type of, like, very different films, but the emotional experience of, like, just something that fills your heart with joy and makes you laugh and also, like, touches upon something in your soul that just feels sensitive, not painful, but just a bruise. It was, I don't know the best way to put it. It just touched something in my heart that just meant something so much to me. And it really just hit me in a hard way. And the movie, without spoiling so much, it is so funny. And yet is a movie about what it means to be human, the totality of it, and about being kind. It was just a movie about being kind. And finding meaning in our life and in our world through being kind. Because the world ultimately is meaningless, and why not just try and make meaning through it through being kind. It was really good. And also just one of the most bonkers movie to ever movie. Like, legitimately, it is one of the most movie to ever movie. The only thing I'll say about this, and it's better to go into the movie, the less you know about the movie, the better. But it's about multiverses. So if you love multiverse stuff, it goes, I don't think I've ever seen any work of fiction do more with a multiverse concept than this movie. Everything you've ever wanted from a movie about multiverses, this does. And it is great. It is easily a top 100 movie of all time, almost certainly a top 10 movie. I want to sit with it more before I definitively say that, but it's definitely in the running. It's definitely in the running. Mac the Knife, thank you for your super chat. You are lovely, my friend. Heart to you. You are sending you all the love. You are lovely. Wow. Shepherd Books, what level am I at in the game? I'm at, I believe I'm at level 29 or 31. So, hey, we're at the same levels, Shepherd Brooks. You and me at the same level. By the way, I should turn on the sound so you can actually hear it. Oh, no, you want to hear my charger. Let me take that out so now you're hearing that. Crap. I might need to charge my controller at some point, but we'll get there when we get there. Actually, then since we're still chatting for a little bit before the game goes up, we can keep charge this and then put that down. But yeah, how is everyone else doing? I know I missed Thursday, by the way. I was feeling not super great. It was like a mental health day, Thursday. So I just so I needed the day off. So sorry for not doing a live stream on Thursday, but I appreciate everyone being understanding about that. Would You Be My Neighbor was one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. Nearly cried when Daniel Tiger asked Miss Rosie about what assassination meant. Most honest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, no, Lewis, the Would You Be My Neighbor, which is the movie I equated Everything Everywhere All at Once to, is another. It's a fantastic movie. It's a really, really fantastic movie. I really, really liked it. Fada, you're on fire. Thank you very much, Fada. I appreciate it. Do you think Spider-Man... Oh, thank you, Captain Omni, for your super chat. You said, do you think Spider-Man or Superman could be non-binary to be called those names as man can refer to human? I mean, yeah. I mean, it'd be up to the if like a character came out as non-binary or transgender or something like that, and wish to keep the man in the title. That's on them. Like, one of the things, and I'm glad that they're not. I mean, I'm of two feelings about it. Like, recently, for example. And this is even more real world than even like that example that you just gave, that you just puked. Adrian, I hope you're okay. I'm sorry that you're getting sick. Feel better, my friend. But with Elliot Page in Umbrella Academy, the show Umbrella Academy just announced that Elliot Page's character will also come out as trans and be a trans man within the show, which is great. Like, I think that's awesome. But what would have been interesting to me, and this is not by any means something that Elliot Page had to do by any means, but it would have, and it's all about what makes him most comfortable overall at the end of the day. So if he didn't feel comfortable playing a female character, that's also cool too. And I know he's spoken about that in the past too, about how he didn't feel comfortable playing female characters as a certain point. So by no means do I wish him to like deal with dysphoria for his job. Like that's not something worth asking someone to do. Like that's awful. But what I would have loved to, well, personally, what I would like to see, not necessarily with Elliot Page, but I would like to see that non-binary or trans actors play like characters that aren't necessarily their gender identity too, to sort of dispel the rumor that like specific people have to play specific things. I mean, honestly, I mean, we see the same argument with like cis people being like, I can play a trans person, right? And I don't disagree with them. They should be able to play a trans person. I have nothing necessarily against that. But the issue that I have with cis people playing trans is not the inherent like artistic choice of it. It's more the stereotypes that leans into, because you'll have like usually cisgender women playing trans men, and vice versa, having cisgender men play trans women, which reinforces that we're just like men in dresses or things like that. And then also the fact that like trans people don't get hired for these roles, and like it creates an economy where trans actors don't get a chance to get hired. But in terms of like the artistic choice of that, I think it can be justified. And so I would also like to see that for trans people too. But again, that's not an Elliot Page to ever have to do. Like, he doesn't have to. He only owes it to himself to do what makes him happy and pursue his own career. He doesn't have to like take on representing every person's version of what a trans person can and should do in acting. So it's just something I would like to see. What's YTP? I don't know what YTP is, Cade. Cade, you're asking what's my thoughts on YTP. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. If you can spell it out, let me know. I don't know what YTP is. So, I asked because as a non-binary person, I would very much go by Superman if I got Kryptonian powers. Yeah, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That'd be totally cool. Yes, I actually didn't know that, Cyberquaker, until the other day. I thank you for reminding me that the actor who plays Uhura in the new Strange New World is non-binary, which, hell yeah, playing a cisgender woman. Like, Uhura is a cisgender woman, the character, but the actor is non-binary, which is awesome. Like, that's a pitch-perfect example, which I freaking love, so. Oh, yeah, Elliot Page looked great. He looked great at the Oscars, too, the other night, too. I didn't watch the Oscars until which I'm not going to discuss, by the way. FD Signifier already broke it down much better than I ever could. But outside of the thing that happened, I watched a little bit of the Oscars, but otherwise I was watching a movie that night, because, like, the Oscars used to be my Super Bowl. Like, I used to invite friends over and we watched the Oscars, but this year there wasn't really any movies that I wanted. There was not like a ton that I really cared about this year at the Oscars. Like Coda I was into, Nightmare Alley I was into. Those were really Dune I liked. Other than that, like most of the other movies that were nominated, I was like, it's fine. Licorice Pizza was fine. West Side Story was fine. Like, it was all fine. I thought they were all fine. So. James Mooney, I'm not going to promise this yet, but I have seen Our Flag Means Death, and I want to do a video. I'm trying to poke James Somerton into do it. James Somerton made a joke about it on his Twitter, and I'm like, I would do a collab about this show with you. Again, don't go harass James Somerton. He's wonderful. I'm just like, I want to do an Our Flag Means Death video, but I would love to do it with James Somerton if he would be interested. But otherwise, I might do it mine. YouTube poop. Oh, I don't have many opinions on YouTube poop. Cade MacArthur. I've seen a few videos. Fun. They can be funny. I don't really know. Yeah, Our Flag Means Death is great. Still not my favorite show this year. My favorite show this year is Severance. Like, that's my favorite show hands down this year so far. I'm loving Severance, but Our Flag Means Death is definitely up there. Like I said before, Jessie is cool, everybody out here is cool, and Goes to the Gozerian is awesome. I agree with everything you just said, NCC 1701 and Chris. I am cool, everyone here is cool, and Goes to the Gozerian is awesome. Both the character and the person in chat, so. Let's see. Will you review Season 3 of The Orville? Yes. And thank you so much for the super chat, Adrian. Yes, I will review The Orville. 100%. It's just Abigail. I think, in terms of Elden Ring, I'm excited to play it. I haven't played much of it. I played it once on stream, and that's all I've done for Elden Ring. And I am going to get around to playing it, but I just played Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, and I needed to break from the Dark Souls FromSoft games before I jumped into Elden Ring, because Elden Ring is like an 100-hour game. So I don't have many opinions on Elden Ring yet. I'm going to play it, but I just wanted to play like Horizon for a while first before I got sucked into another From Software game. My only stressor, I do have a little bit of anxiety about it, because I like to be someone who like knows where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do in video games. And so not seeing that in not having more directions in Elden Ring somewhat scares me, but I am excited for it. Anyways, let's get playing some of the game. By the way, have you seen I've not actually seen Bridgerton. What happened here? I have not actually seen Bridgerton. Oh, Cody, thank you so much for your super chat. Vibes to you, my friend. Mwah. Let's see. And also let me turn on my sound now so you can hear this. Can you hear the game? No. Oh, there. Let's let me fix this. Now you should be able to hear the game. Let me know how the sound balance is, everyone. Rowan, do you reckon, and by the way, I'm also gonna open my beer, by the way. I have some tea, and then I have some beer. And actually, sorry, this isn't tea, this is, hot apple cider. So I've got hot apple cider, and, oh crap, I grabbed the wrong keys. That has the stupid thing on here. Because this bottle opener never works. I might have to run up and get my other bottle opener, everybody. So give me a second. Can I get it? Is it gonna work? Can I do it? No! Bad! Yeah, this is just scratching. This bottle opener, I have this Millennium Falcon bottle opener. Just sucks. It absolutely sucks. It's the worst thing that I own. It's a Millennium Falcon bottle opener. It does not open bottles for crap. So I'm gonna go open and get my bottle opener real quick. And then we'll keep talking about stuff. As for the Flash movie, they should recast Ezra Miller. I mean, the Flash movie's already been shot, so release it. I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, I want to see it. I like the Flash. Ezra Miller, I don't want to necessarily speak too much about it, but I feel like clearly he's got some stuff going... Or, sorry, excuse me. My apologies. I just misgendered Ezra Miller. They have... so apologies on me for that. They clearly have a lot of stuff going on. And it's not healthy. Just in terms of what they've shown over the years. They even choked a woman at one point, and I'm just like, they need help, and I think that they should recast the character. That's my quick thoughts on that, but I don't want to speak too much upon it because there's clearly stuff ongoing with that, and I don't want to necessarily speak to someone's personal life necessarily, but there's clearly stuff that needs to go, be helped with there. I'll be right back. I'm looking forward to seeing Morbius. Ooh, me too. Weirdly, oh, and by the way, I will super chat. Me too. I am excited to see Morbius as well, because it looks so bad. Like, it looks so bad. And not even it's interesting to me. I'm actually really curious because all the reviews that I've seen of Morbius, first off, let me just say Morbius was one of my favorite characters in Spider-Man the Animated Series. I loved how creepy Morbius was in Spider-Man the Animated Series. So Jared Leto's the part of the movie that I'm not interested in, the least interested in, but the movie has Matt Smith. I want to see more freaking Matt Smith. But also it's interesting to me because I feel like everything that has been said about Morbius was also said about Venom. But Venom, I feel like, gets a higher, rating because number one, generally, I think that people generally like Tom Hardy more than they like Jared Leto. Deservedly or so. I know that there's some stuff about Jared Leto on his time with, on the Fury Road set that, can be talked about with Charlize Theron, sort of talking about his behavior on that set. So, discussions of Tom Hardy's, necessarily his actions aside, there is a general more positive vibe around Tom Hardy than Jared Leto. So I think that contributes to the movie. And then also, people just like Venom more. So I'm actually curious to go and watch the movie and sit down and be like, is this actually worse than Venom? Or are people just willing to give Venom more of a pass because they like the character and they like the actor? I'm earnestly curious to see if it is legitimately worse than Venom, or if it's just this cultural thing where people have given Venom a little bit more of an up. And I say this as someone who also enjoys Venom. I am also someone who enjoys Venom in a so bad it's good sort of way. So I'm not knocking Venom, or at least not hating on it. It's not a good movie, but they're fun. But I'm curious if Morbius will be in the same vein as that. we don't cancel people here, Adrian. We just talk. When I talk about Tom Hardy, we talk about the totality of that. I'm not here to like Tom Hardy's the worst. Like, there's discussions on. If I would recommend Charlize Theron, who is an actress who I do really look up to. Like, I love Charlize Theron is one of my top 10 actors of all time. Like, I love Charlize Theron. Like, adore her to death. She has spoken out about Tom Hardy being pretty much of an asshole on the set of Fury Road, and making conditions really hard for everybody there, which is unacceptable. So yeah, I think I don't remember the specifics necessarily, but I would go and look it up. It came out like I think like 3 or 4 months ago. There was some stuff on Tom Hardy that Charlize Theron said, and I trust Charlize because to me Charlize has like shown every indication of being like a truly stand-up person. Also has I believe Charlize has a trans daughter, who she's entirely supportive of, which is like hell yes, go Charlize. But yeah, it was pretty horrific. Oh, and I meant to say, I'm so sorry, Chloe, you sent me a super chat that I meant to address earlier. Would you be interested in having a watch party for Star Trek: The Motion Picture Director's Edition this month, or even do a review? Possibly. I mean, they're gonna show it at Star Trek Mission Chicago next week, so I might be watching it there. So if I do that, then I might give a discussion there. I also might do a live stream, depending on what timing is like and things go on. I might do a live stream from Mission Chicago, so we'll see how that all works out, depending on how busy I am. If I have like a free moment in Mission Chicago and I feel like doing some live streaming, I might live stream next week from Mission Chicago, so I'm excited about that. Tom Hardy was the one that played Shinzon. He was. Alright, I should play some of the actual freaking game that I want to play. So let's see. I'm gonna do some of the main story stuff here. Which can I... Yes. There's other panels I'd rather go to during it. I'd rather watch it in 4K. Totally fair, Cyber. And I mean, like, that's probably why I may or may not see it while I'm there, Cyberquaker. I wish they were doing... From what I can tell, I don't know if they're going to show any other Star Trek things at Mission Chicago. I hope that they do. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to Star Trek Mission Chicago next week, which is a convention, Star Trek convention. My first ever official Star Trek convention. I'm going next week. I'm leaving Seattle Thursday? Yes, Thursday, and I'm coming back Monday night. So I'm very excited about it. I am very excited about it. Also, let me know if I need to change the levels on my stuff. But I'm so pumped about Mission Chicago, like, legitimately. Like, I cannot tell you, like, I'm going to go to the Star Trek Lower Decks panel. I'm going to try to go to the Strange New Worlds, Discovery and Picard panels, but the one I know I cannot miss. The one I know I cannot miss is the Lower Decks panel. I'd be very upset if I missed the Lower Decks panel. That's the one I'm, like, the most pumped for. And then probably the Strange New Worlds panel after that. Let's see. Exactly, agreed. It's just Abigail. Actors are people. Some folks forget that maybe he was going through something. It's possible too, but I just because someone's going through something, it's just Abigail. I would say like that can make it understandable to some degree, but it still doesn't excuse being abusive to others. Like we can be going through stuff, and yes, we can be short with people or angry at people, but like from the way that things are described with Charlize, it was not a healthy set at all. So I can definitely understand that Tom Hardy was going through some stuff, but if that was the case, but it doesn't necessarily excuse harm done to others. So. Let's see. Oh, that sounds like fun. It's just Abigail. I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good time at KC Comic Con. Jessie and everyone have a great time. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm trying to think of what else. So I'm actually going to be on 2 panels for Mission Chicago. Bring your heavy sweater. I will fun. I'm planning on it. Believe me. Though Jessie likes, I like being cold. I like the cold. I am very cold-blooded. Oh, review. Oh, Adrian. I am very, okay. Y'all. I am so excited for the Sonic movie. Especially since apparently it's gonna be Jim Carrey's last movie, which I mean, fair to him. But what does this mean for the Sonic cinematic universe that they're trying to do, which is a thing that is apparently going to happen? Has anyone heard about that, by the way? That they're doing Sonic 2, and then Idris Elba's Knuckles is getting his own spin-off show. They're doing a spin-off show with Knuckles, with Idris Elba doing it. And then apparently the producers are trying to do like a Sonic cinematic universe, which I'm like, oh babies, oh you sweet summer child. Who wants that? Like, I'm fine with like a Sonic movie franchise, but a cinematic universe? Like, what? I swear to God, if they give me a Shadow the Hedgehog movie, I will be so excited. I will be so excited. Please, 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 for the love of all, like, please give me a Shadow the Hedgehog movie. But yes, I am actually very excited for the Sonic 2 movie because I didn't love Sonic 1. Like, everyone, like, really adored Sonic 1. My biggest problem with Sonic 1 is it was, like, it was a fine movie. It was a fine, like, way to spend 2 hours. Like, I enjoyed myself. But it didn't really feel like a Sonic movie. It was just one of those, like, it's Sonic, but what if in the human world? Ooh, which is, like, what they do with, which is a lot of, like, one of those, like, lazy franchise, like, they take a property of something and put it in, they, like, a lot of, like, movies do that, where they, like, take a property, and then they will, like, be like, and just put them in the real world, and that'll be it. Like, so many movies just do that, instead of actually delving into the weirdness of what the actual franchise is. And so I'm excited for Sonic 2 because it looks like they're gonna go full into what the insanity of the Sonic mythos is. Like, it would be freaking great. So James Moody, who would you like to voice Shadow? I heard someone say toss out Jamie Foxx, and I'm like, I'm here for a Jamie Foxx Shadow. Like, yeah, exactly. And exactly, Rowan. The Smurfs did that. The Smurfs did it. Transformers did it. There's a whole bunch of movies that did that. But I don't think. Look, I love my boy Keanu. Oh God, why am I getting killed here? Ah! What's happening? Oh my God, there's lava and fire. Ah! What's happening? Okay, I'm just gonna run away from all that is. That just looks awful. Ah! Ah! But talking about Keanu Reeves, I love Keanu Reeves. I don't think he would do a good. Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think he would do a good Shadow. Like, definitely would do a good Shadow. But I think Jamie Foxx would probably be a good Shadow. I don't necessarily read Keanu Reeves as a good Shadow, but maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. You did warn me, Fadi. You did warn me. But I'm trying to think if I was gonna cast Keanu Reeves in something. Antoine? And he would be a good Antoine, actually. I think he could do an Antoine. If anyone knows who I'm talking about in Sonic canon, there's a character named Antoine who's like this, like, he's kind of a stereotype of like a Frenchman, to be honest. He's like, he has a French accent. He's like a French. I forget what animal he is, but he's like a cowardly French dude. So it's like a parody of French people. Like, oh look, they're always cowards. But I always liked Antoine because he was just like always scared, but then he always like stood up and did the right thing. So I really, really liked Antoine, and I think Keanu Reeves would do a fun Antoine. I think. There's a movie called The Skin I'm In, where a violent criminal gets kidnapped and forced into tradition. Have you heard of this film? No, I haven't. Oh wait, no, I have. I have heard of that one. I haven't seen it though, so I can't speak too much on it. I mean, someone being forced to transition. I mean, that just sounds like it's a, not a good. I can already probably tell it's probably a horrible movie because like that. No one's forced to transition. I don't even think I've heard of that ever happening in real life. So I'm sure it's just a weird exploitative sort of film that like paints trans people as horrific and trans experience as horrible and all that jazz. So, but I've never seen it. I've never seen it, so I couldn't really speak to it. The concept alone just has me off put by it, but I can't speak to it. So it might be great. I would be surprised if it was, but it might be great. It might be great. Look at my little robo alligators being all little robo alligators and stuff. Look, they're going in, and the robo alligators went off into the sea. In their natural habitat, water and electricity. How are these things like so waterproof? I feel like these things would not be as waterproof as they are. Nope. Sorry guys, don't have zero desire to fight robo alligators. Let's not antagonize the robo alligators at all. Let us not antagonize robo alligators. Every new thing. Sorry, Kelsey. It's a great game. I love this game. Like, Horizon Forbidden West is freaking great. Also, like, the graphics in it. I mean, like, look at the, like the fact that I can, like, put, like, my footprints in the snow. Or, like, they have footprints of other... God, stop following me. I don't want to fight you. Just stay back there. But also, they have, like, paths in the sand. Like, showing, like, paths that people would have walked if they had, like, actually walked here, like, before. Like, the level of detail in this game of, like, not only do my feet in the sand works, but also there are paths in the sand where most people have walked is crazy. Is absolutely crazy. Pet the alligator. Alligator might be vector. No, I am not petting the alligator. I am not petting the alligator. No, it's not happening. So, oh yeah, Horizon's monster. I never read the Alligator Loki comic. I need to read. So I've said this before. I am much more of a DC fangirl. I read a lot of DC comics. I don't read a lot of Marvel comics. I read like some of the big ones, but I haven't read like a whole bunch of Marvel stuff. So I need to get into Marvel stuff more. I especially feel like I would like Loki stuff. Like all the stuff with Loki, I feel like would be my like absolute shit. Like I would love to read more Loki comics. No, Moonflower Gal. I am not petting the alligators. Oh, no. Sorry, there's a walkway right in front of my window. I'm like, oh, someone's here. I think one of my neighbors was just walking by. Jack Black. Oh my gosh, we talking about the Mario movie now? Oh, hi. Hello, guys. I have no hopes for that Mario movie. It's being made by what? Illumination, which like. Illumination's made one good movie, which was the first Despicable Me, and I actually like the second Despicable Me too. But it's really about the only good movie Illumination's really made to my memory. I guess the Grinch movie was okay. I didn't dislike the Grinch movie, but other than that, like yeah. So I have like literally, and then the cast. To be fair, I will give them this: some of the casting of the Mario movie is okay. Like Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong and Charlie from It's Always Sunny as Luigi, inspired. Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, inspired. It's literally just the Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt Mario, I think, is just the worst decision of all time. It's horrible. The rest of that, though, Andrew Clay, you're getting upset at Jack Black Bowser. Not in me. Like, if I was the casting director for the Mario movie, Jack Black Bowser would not be something that I would have immediately thought of. It wouldn't have been like, oh yeah, Jack Black's perfect Bowser. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, that works for me. It's just Chris Pratt that throws me. Chris Pratt as Mario, I don't think would work. But all the rest of that, I will actually defend the rest of that casting as like mildly inspired casting. But that being said, Illumination, I just don't trust to make a good movie. I really don't. Alright. So we're going to do... Time to do... So we're doing a story mission, so be wary. I am about to do story spoilers. So if you're gonna, if you're worried about Horizon Forbidden West story spoilers, I'm doing a story mission here, so. In a weird way, I could see that. Realistically, Star Wars would hate Chris Pratt. Yeah, probably. Almost certainly. Illumination of the Lorax is apparently very bad. I saw the Lorax in theaters because the Lorax animated movie, the old animated one from way back in the day, is one of my favorite. I love the old Lorax movie. One of my favorite Dr. Seuss animated things ever. Like, it's like the Grinch and then the Lorax are my two favorite animated movies, like Dr. Seuss animated movies. So I went to see the Lorax in theater, and it is not good. Not good at all. So, alright, I'm gonna turn this up because I do want to see some of these, I want to see some of these cutscenes, so I'm gonna make sure I don't mess up.
Choice but to head for that beach.
Hey, look, it's the Golden Gate. We're going to San Francisco. We're going to San Francisco. Are you going? No, it's Starboard Fair. Wow, what's the song about? Like San Francisco. That's the thing. So.
Nothing's guarding this side of the ferry.
At least Bob Hoskins' Mario movie is creative.
Where are the corners?
You can say that, Kate. It was definitely.
Should be to the northeast.
It was definitely a movie. The Bob Hoskins Mario movie definitely existed. I will give it that. Everyone's saying this mission is exciting. I'm excited, Cyberquaker. By the way, the politics of this game is great. Like I am loving the politics of this game. I mean, just conceptually, the whole idea is just mild spoilers for the stories of the game, but the whole idea is like the Earth years ago got destroyed by a bunch of machines, and so what humanity did was they made this system to like reboot the Earth and like reseed life on Earth. And now, right now, there are a group of billionaires that escaped Earth millions of years ago and are still alive. I don't know why they're still alive. Maybe they went into like cryosleep or whatever. But they escaped. So literally billionaires, when the Earth was getting destroyed by the decisions of billionaires, they got to escape and live in outer space and are coming back. And their whole goal is to destroy the planet, the people that are living here, to wipe it clean and to have their own Earth for their own needs. And so it's just billionaires literally just trying. It's literally a game about billionaires getting to escape the consequences of their actions, coming back, and then trying to kill everybody so they can have their veritable utopia. It's like, wow, that doesn't feel real at all, right? So yeah, no, it's the politics of this game feel very real. Like the 1% being able to escape the consequences of their actions that they caused on Earth and leaving everyone else to die, and then coming back and willing to genocide literally everyone on Earth again in order to get their perfect little utopia because they like, oh look, we want to have beachfront property or whatever. It's gross and disgusting, and it feels sadly all too real. And I just walked right into a guy. Do not. Nope. Sorry. Ah. I did not mean to do that. I'm gonna restart that. An anti-capitalist video game like BioShock? I know, it's crazy. Especially since it's a AAA game. Like, honestly, there are a lot of great anti-capitalist games. Like, if you want a good anti-capitalist game, another one that I would recommend that I have within reach of me is Ghost Runner. It's like Cyberpunk 2077 meets Mirror's Edge, and it's freaking fantastic, very anti-capitalist. But when we're talking about AAA games, I actually don't expect AAA games to be all that anti-capitalist. Like mildly so, but in like the most mildest sense, like Spider-Man Miles Morales, like was kind of anti-capitalist, but it was much more vilifying like movements against movements pushing against anti-capitalism, and it's just like, oh, the capitalist is a bad guy, but like the people that are like pushing back against that, they're kind of worse. They're a little bit worse. But the worst example I think is like Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077. I think was a really, like, the other problems of that game aside, Sophie from Mars did a wonderful video, like, showcasing why, like, that game had elements of good story in terms of being anti-capitalist, but did not go far enough in what the most cyberpunk stories really do. One of the big things that I really disliked about the Cyberpunk 2077 was just, like, how it really missed, like, stories about, like, body modification and things like that. Excuse me. Ooh, might sneeze. But smaller games, like Andrew Clegg is mentioning in the chat, Outer Worlds. Smaller games like Outer Worlds, Cyber Runner, other games like that, like smaller non-AAA games. I think there are a lot of really, really good anti-capitalist non-AAA games. But AAA games, I honestly feel like don't do that super well. And Horizon, so far, I have not finished this game, so I can't speak to it completely. But Horizon Forbidden West is pretty based, I'm feeling so far. We'll see how that goes though. No, Fada, I feel like Bioshock is pretty anti-capitalist. Like, there's discussions to be had about the creator of that game. There's a lot of abusive stuff, like the relationship of the authorship of the Bioshock games is its own whole question. But the game itself is actually pretty anti-capitalist generally, because it is a direct takedown of Ayn Rand's objectivist philosophy. And then Bioshock Infinite, on top of that, is directly calling out the connection. If you I love Bioshock Infinite has its problems, but I think Bioshock Infinite does a great job of combining the ideas of American exceptionalism, racism, white supremacy, with like discussions of capitalism, and then free will and choice as well. And like, how do we really have free will and choice within our capitalist societies that also promote American exceptionalism and also promote like white supremacy is just inherent within these systems. So Bioshock Infinite has its problems, but narratively I think it's pretty based in a lot of its stuff. Based. Why am I using? I never use the word based. I'm using it a lot today, but there we go. So that being said, the creator of Bioshock. If you look into some of the ways that, like, there's been reports about how he treats people at his studios and, like, is rather, like, creates a fairly toxic work environment, and that it's excused because he's an auteur. He's an auteur, so he's a lot, like, the same things we see with, like, the abuse that, I'm blanking on his name off the top of my head, Stanley Kubrick, did to people. It's like, yeah, he made great work, but that doesn't excuse him being abusive to people on set to get there. And so, yeah, so it's sort of the same sort of discussions going on with that right now, with the creator of Bioshock and the supposed next game that he's going to be making. Alright, let me see if I can sneak by these machines without getting seen here. Nope, you don't see me. Can I kill him without being seen? It does. I mean, Brutus. I mean, it does go too soft on it, but I mean, it's still pretty rough. But yeah, it does go really soft on it in a lot of senses. Though, to be fair, it's been a hot minute since I played Bioshock Infinite. I haven't played it since a few years, like a year or two after it came. Like, I played it when it initially came out, and then I replayed it again. So it might be that might be another game worth playing on stream at some point. Yeah, I don't think we're supposed to like Comstock and Bioshock Infinite at all, not at all. And thank you so much for the super chat, John. Andrew Clegg said, "Let me buy your next 6-pack or bottle of wine plus tax. Good stuff. Something you don't normally buy." Oh, thank you very much, Andrew Clegg. Oh, I appreciate that. I will buy a very expensive thing of my favorite stout. Thank you so much, Andrew. I really appreciate that. What if there was a Bioshock game that made fun of J.K. Rowling? I mean, I'd be down for it. I don't know what you do with a Bioshock game that makes fun of Harry Potter. I guess you could like set it in like a fantasy world, but then I don't feel like it'd be a Bioshock game. That'd be a weird game to make. I feel like a Bioshock game that targets J.K. Rowling. I mean, you could talk about like gender stuff within a Bioshock game. I think that you would talk about like trans issues. I think trans issues are ripe for being within a Bioshock game because those games are all about modification and like honestly, there's a lot of similar themes to Bioshock. Like Bioshock has a much more steampunk aesthetic, but the games themselves have a lot of similar themes to cyberpunk games, or cyberpunk like stories in general. So I would actually be surprised. I'm honestly surprised they didn't have any more trans themes within the Bioshock games, to be honest with you. So I actually don't know who the creator of Earthworm Jim is. It's just Abigail. I can't speak on that because I don't know it. Because I don't know. I've never played an I know of Earthworm Jim. Like, I vaguely know the games. The 2D side-scrollers from way back in the days, but I have not, Who's asking about Jemson's short story? I can't find your message to tag you and reply. I have not seen that. I missed that. Yeah, no, Ayn Rand was Michelle going, yeah. Ayn Rand, crappy. Like, very horrible. Like, a lot of the things that she said and did are really, really horrible. Yeah, and so, yeah, we do not like Ayn Rand here.
Ruins of San Francisco.
San Francisco!
And somewhere buried out here is Thebes.
Look at this. That's really cool.
And the Quim can help me find
That's so cool. This game is freaking beautiful. Look at this. I don't know San Francisco's skyline well enough to know how, like, accurate this is. I mean, obviously San Francisco's probably much bigger than this. But this is so cool. Y'all, this is so cool. Look at this. I love this stuff. Alright, let's see. Alright, where are we going? We're going over here. Yeah, so it's just Abigail. He was kind of vicious anti-LGBTQ marriage equality among. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that sounds like a very similar situation to, like, it's J.K. Rowling, right? It's just Abigail, like, you have a love for it, but then the creator is really horrible and toxic. What I would say that is different between Rowling and, like, a creator of games, if it helps. Again, your own feeling. You have to come to your own feelings and sort of struggle with your own feelings. I can't give you an answer on this, but to maybe assuage some of your feelings on it, or, like, to help you with it, like, I do feel like there's a difference between Harry Potter and, like, the conflicted feelings we have about Harry Potter, and something like a video game. Video games are made by a multitude of people. It's why I like when I look at Buffy and I see Joss Whedon. It's like I still feel a little okay with watching Buffy, because while Joss Whedon is done some horrible things, and is absolutely disgusting, the people that he also hurt worked on that show too, and so, like, there's an element of being like, I can support those people also dismissing Joss Whedon, like not supporting Joss Whedon. Like, obviously he's inherent in part of that work that you can't separate him from it necessarily, but you can at least sort of, like, be like, this isn't, like, just a work of Joss Whedon. There are many other people, and it's a complicated topic. Whereas, like, I look at, like, for me personally, and again, I can't speak for everyone's feelings on Harry Potter. I definitely can't. Oh, Mark, it's good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a hot minute since I saw you. But with Harry Potter, like, I can watch the movies decently if I want to rewatch a Harry Potter movie. Less so the Fantastic Beasts ones, because Rowling's writing those directly, but it's hard for me to listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks. I used to listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks to go to sleep. And it is hard for me to listen to those, because when I listen to them, all I can think about is, like, this woman who is, even today, and I spoke about this on Twitter, so you can hear my thoughts about what J.K. Rowling said today on Twitter, and did today on Twitter. But even to this day, J.K. Rowling's harming trans people, and I'm like, I can't listen to these audiobooks without knowing that a woman who is expressly targeting my community sat down at a typewriter or whatever, a computer, and typed these words out. It's just hard for me to separate that. Whereas, like, with a video game, so many people work on those things, and it goes through so many different people and filters that you can easily sort of be like, yes, this person probably had fingerprints on that, like, elements on it, but, like, so many people contributed to that. So, yes, watch Buffy for Sarah Michelle Gellar, and everyone, like, everyone involved in that show. And a lot of people were involved in that. I mean, obviously, am I blanking on her name? Oh my god, I did a whole video about her, and I'm blanking on my name. I'm so sorry. I'm bad with names. The actress who played Cordelia. We should send her support as well. But Sarah Michelle Gellar is great. Absolutely great. So. Also, if anyone wants a Charisma Carpenter, thank you, James Mooney. Also, if anyone wants a really good video about reclaiming Harry Potter, Verily Bitchy, one of my friends and fellow YouTubers, she did a video yesterday about reclaiming Harry Potter, and also discussing, like, using Harry Potter as a way to discuss copyright and copyright laws, which is something I entirely agree with. I personally am someone who for my own health, have to disengage with Harry Potter. But as I've always said, I don't think people need to, especially trans people especially, like, come to your own conclusions on stuff, and, like, if you end up supporting Harry Potter, that's cool. But for everyone, I've always just said, you don't need to stop supporting Harry Potter. What you need to do is wrestle with it and understand the history of what J.K. Rowling is contributing to, and acknowledge that and support trans people in the face of that. And always try to center trans people in the discussions around Harry Potter right now. But that being said, I don't necessarily 100% think you have to completely separate yourself from them. But I think Verily Bitchy did a really good video sort of analyzing it. For me, personally, I do not wish to engage with the Harry Potter franchise at all. Like, I'm not going to see the next Fantastic Beasts movies, I'm not going to play the next Harry Potter game. Yeah, it just is what it is. Unless J.K. Rowling has taken off the franchise. If J.K. Rowling is taken off the franchise and can be taken off of it, I would then fully support Harry Potter. If you just type in Verily Bitchy Kate MacArthur, her most recent video is the one that I was talking about. I think she released it on Friday. Will Lisa Simpson be a TERF? No, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched Simpsons in a while, but like to my memory, like Lisa Simpson wouldn't be a TERF. She's smart, and she she seems supportive of minority groups. Like I know a lot of like TERFs have claimed Lisa Simpson, but I don't think so. Then again, like she does have kind of that like white feminist vibe to her. So I could see it, but I would be shocked. I would be shocked. I guess technically, either way you look at it, like Lisa's either a boomer, or I guess not boomer. I guess she'd be Gen. She could technically be Gen X. She's either way you look at it, either Lisa's Gen X or Gen Z. So I don't really know. But yeah, I don't think Lisa Simpson would be a TERF. I mean, I don't know. I can understand you getting a white feminist vibe from Lisa Simpson, but I don't think so.
That must be the entrance to Landfall above.
All right, let's do this thing.
Hey.
Do I have to kill these people?
Is that her?
Enemies?
The living
Okay.
ancestor.
Yeah, that's
The
me.
diviner wasn't lying.
I'm the living ancestor.
This is Landfall, right? I'm looking for Alva.
Overseer Bohai ordered us to
That's a good
invite you
equation.
before
Greta
you should
Thunberg is our
approach.
Lisa Simpson.
Please, come with me. Go. Let him know we're coming.
Cutscene.
It's her.
The diviner was right.
She is so shocked. That lady that cut to her face, she was like, she was so freaking shocked. Their armor is really cool. I do like their armor.
Overseer Bohai. A stranger just walked through the gate.
Oh hi, that's a fun name. I like that name. Also, I like his little crown thing. It's got the little pink in it.
I knew
I
Alva
like
would
this
not
guy.
dare
Okay, this
lie.
guy's look is great.
You
I love
do
this guy's look.
like Sobek.
Is Alva here? I need to talk to her.
I play Resident Evil. It's just Abigail. I love
I
her.
will consider your request once it is determined what you are. A living ancestor, as Alva believes, or a threat, lurking in such a guise.
Probably a little
I
bit
am
of
no
both.
threat,
That's fine.
okay? Back on the mainland, your soldiers fired on me without warning.
So you say, infidel. None of those you engaged
Oh.
survived to bear witness.
Lady Ruth, I'm glad you feel. Sorry, I'm glad you feel welcome here. Welcome to you, my friend. Mwah. And Peyton, hi. Welcome to you. Mwah. You are lovely. I send you love.
I held off on your squad when...
Okay. Thank you for the interruption. Oh, what's happening? Oh, we got a dude. Who is this dude? Oh,
May I
that's the look.
present
That's
our
the look of a
honored
future
seal?
romantic interest character.
Here she is.
Maybe we'll
Oh,
see.
great
Maybe he turns into a
mystery.
giant douche. But that, like, the way that was
Well,
shot was like,
Bohai,
oh, he
What
looks
have you
kind of hot.
divined?
He's
What
not
is
the hottest Jessie in this game.
A mystery indeed, my CO. How can she appear as Sobek, and yet know nothing of our
Calls him my CEO.
Are we
Oh,
to believe that a
interesting.
living
Maybe he is a giant
ancestor
douche.
was born to this wretched land?
Oh, is this?
An ocean
Oh
apart
no, this is
from
Ted
the realm
Farrow.
of
That's the
chosen?
CEO. Oh my God, yeah.
And if so, to what
So
end?
never mind. He's not a. He's this guy's an asshole.
I
Never
cannot
mind.
answer. Only she can.
Is this Ted Farrow? Is it Ted Farrow?
But I warn you,
I
no
love how they call their
falsehood will
leader the
satisfy
CEO.
us. Now speak.
So
Why
to
are
give folks a quick little history on this tribe, in this game, they come from, I believe, Europe. They didn't necessarily say, but I believe they come from Europe, and they travel across the sea because their people are starving, and they really aggrandize like the ancestors, which are like people that were like from the era when Earth was destroyed. So they like definitely aggrandize people like CEOs and stuff. So it is interesting that they call. So they came to America, to the United States, to try to. Well, I guess it's not the United States anymore, but they came to the ruins of San Francisco in order to like look for information on how to save their people. So it is interesting that they call their leader the CEO because that kind of matches with like where they get where they get their history and everything. So
You here. What is your purpose?
I'm looking for a place called Thebes.
oh, they come from Asia. Okay, yeah, you're right. You know me. You're right. Sorry, I'm an I was born in the East Coast, so I think like, oh, they come from Europe. You know, you're right. They come from Asia.
What do you seek there?
Alva told me a little bit about what you're after. I guess you could say I want
Thank
what
you,
you
Nomi.
want.
You were correct on that.
A way to heal the world.
As I suspected.
Because yeah, whenever I, because they didn't necessarily. I just was saying it because like, it's interesting. I just didn't even really think about that because earlier in the game when they said, "Oh, we traveled across the ocean," because that's all they say. They don't say necessarily specifically where they came, and I'm like, my brain's just went, "Oh, they must have come from Europe." Because I come from the East Coast, so I'm like, whenever I hear someone who's like, I traveled across the ocean, I'm like, oh, you must have come from. That's just my brain. It was just that's an interesting bias in my brain. Huh. I always love discovering that, like, oh, that's a bias in my brain. Yeah, something to deconstruct and make sure I think about.
Tell her.
We found Thebes, the final resting place of Ted Pharaoh's secrets. It isn't far, but the way is closed to us. Machine attacks have cut us off from the site. Diviner Alva is there, along with a complement of diggers and soldiers.
I like Alva.
Is she
Alva's a
alright?
character I met in a previous mission who I was
Our scouts
playing
tell
offline.
us that the
Alva's
machine
great. I love Alva.
has our people pinned behind their defenses, but they're holding out.
Machines,
Good.
huh?
I would deserve Mac the Knife. I
I
would
can
have
help with
deserved to be
that.
yelled at. Like I deserve.
Alva
Like please,
told us that you are
like please yell at me
indeed
for
formidable.
being Europhilic or Eurocentric. I guess would be the better word.
But I have a few questions
Edward Pop, have
first.
a wonderful night. You're
We will
lovely.
answer what we can.
All right, let's talk to the CEO. All right.
So, Alva reports to you.
I was chosen by my colleagues on the board of overseers to
Oh, I
supervise
haven't seen
data
it yet,
retrieval
Adrian.
on
I need
this
to see that yet, but I have not seen it. Look,
expedition.
Mansion Gaming, have a good night.
And you're in charge of the
Um,
expedition.
Yes, Andrew.
He
Clyde.
is far more than that. You
Oh,
are
I didn't know that
addressing
either.
the
I've never seen. I
cousin
need to
of
watch
the
Shameless.
Emperor of the Quinn.
Your opinion
Heir
on
to the
Jaden
vast
animations coming
holdings
out.
of the Great Delta.
It's just Abigail. Yes. I mean, I don't agree. Don't Look Up should have won. I have problems with Don't Look Up. Which, by the way, Sarah, I saw her in the chat earlier, but if Sarah's still here, the Costume Codex, Sarah did a wonderful video about Don't Look Up that I highly recommend. That talked about like how it individualizes the systemic, and that was a lot of problems with Don't Look Up. And there's more problems with Don't Look Up as well, but that was a big problem with it. I enjoyed Don't Look Up for just as it is, but yeah, it definitely has a lot of problems with it. So I don't think it deserved to win at all. Coda, I loved and I thought deserved to win as well. That if I had to pick of the movies that were nominated, not of all movies of the year, but of the movies that were nominated. And good, Sarah's here. Go watch Sarah's video. It's great. Of the movies that were nominated, Coda would be the one that I would have chosen. However, that being said, I have seen some articles that you should look up if I can find it that like delve into how some people in the deaf community aren't 100% with the aren't 100% on board with the way that the movie depicts the deaf community, or sometimes infantilizes the deaf community in a lot of ways. Again, that's not something I can speak to, but I encourage people, like as someone who likes Coda quite a bit, and I thought it was really a wonderful, beautiful story, I encourage people to also make sure whenever you watch movies like that to seek out voices from the community that it's talking about in order to get a balanced perspective on a film, because some people I'm sure in the deaf community really love the film, some people really despise the film, and I think it's all about like talking about that conversation. So when you're looking at a film that's talking about a community, especially when it's nominated by the Oscars, by the way, I think it's really on people to make sure that they go out and seek out movies or seek out commentary from that community there. Again, especially the Oscars, since the Oscars has a tendency to nominate movies that are pitying and like looking down upon communities, rather than actually be inclusive with communities. We saw it a lot with trans people, specifically with movies like Boys Don't Cry, with like Boys Don't Cry winning acting Oscars and all that stuff, when that movie was probably one of the worst like trans films made, at least in my opinion, especially around that time. Like, it gave some sympathy to trans people, but I think there was a lot of harm in terms of showcasing being a trans person, especially being a trans man, as very dangerous, harmful, scary, that sort of thing. So I would highly recommend people who like Coda, myself being one of them, to also make sure to check out and get a full-rounded Oscars fetishized trauma. Thank you. Sorry, you say what I want to say in very succinct ways, and I appreciate you. So yeah, I would highly recommend people talking about that. Brutus, I appreciate your super chat. Not gonna give my take on Will Smith. What I will say is that I would check out FD Signifier. FD Signifier did I believe he put up some stuff. He did a great video discussing some of that stuff. He did a live stream that discussed a lot of that, and I think he put it up. So I would highly recommend that. I would just, all I will say on that situation, and we're not going to talk about it. I don't want people to talk about it in the chat because it's a whole thing. And it's probably best for white people to not say anything about it. All I will say about it is that it is a complicated topic that I think requires people to not just essentialize it as, this person's bad, this person's bad, this person's good. Like, don't binarize it as one person did a good thing and one person did a bad thing. Like, it's a complicated topic. And that is all I will say. I'll say one last thing on it, and this is it. Centralize the voices of black people in that conversation, because they're the ones that need to be centralized. There's enough white people giving takes on that we should just shut the fuck up about. And especially, I would also say, I took it as an opportunity to make sure to follow more voices of black women and black disabled women specifically. Because after that night, I realized I didn't follow many black disabled women. So there's a thread that I have on my Twitter, and I would highly recommend that, where I ask people to, I think I retweeted actually someone giving a list of good black disabled women to follow. So what I would say is go follow more black disabled women on Twitter if that's something you are on, if you're on Twitter. Listen to those voices, centralize those voices, and if you're a white person, maybe we don't need to have a take. At least not now. Maybe months from now, when there's been a lot more conversation on it, we can put it in more context, whatever. Maybe then. Right now, I don't think we need to have a take. I think we just need to let people of color, especially people from the black communities, take the conversation on that and centralize that. So again, centralize those voices, follow those voices. I would highly recommend FD Signifier's discussion on the video, or discussion on the slap. I think he had a really thoughtful discussion on it on his live stream that I believe he has uploaded for people to watch. And yeah, that's all I will say about that. And I would ask, and I see some people in the chat talking about that, I would ask that we don't talk about the slap unless you are a person of color and you wish to talk. If you do, please feel free. You're welcome to. I'm not going to tell anybody from the black community whether they can talk in my chat about that sort of stuff or not. But if not, let's not talk about it, because white people need to shut up about it. So there we go. So yeah, that's just my thought. So Brutus, I appreciate your super chat. That's all I will say on that. So
The first CO in 5 generations.
All she needs to understand is that I am the authority here, and my will is to attain the secrets.
Yeah, you're definitely a
of
CEO.
these.
My
Mine
will
too.
is authority here.
Look. So you found
The ancestors revealed it to us not long after we made landfall, almost a year ago, through a scrap of ancient data discovered by Alva.
Oh,
and
Mandy, I wish to
verified
point
by
out, yeah,
myself.
like, I want to make sure everyone's voice as a person is equally important, but not everyone's voice is equally important in every single conversation. That's the thing. Like, as a person, like, all of our voices matter. And I don't want to necessarily say that, like, someone's voice matters less in an overall thing. All I will say is that some people's voices need to be uplifted in certain conversations. So this isn't me saying someone's voice is, like, someone's personhood or voice is worth less than. But in certain conversations, I think some of our voices aren't worth certain things. And I say that both as someone who, like, feels like my voice needs to be weighted more in certain conversations. Like when we're talking about trans issues, I do feel like there's a lot of time where people, like cis people, talk over me about my own issues, and I'm very frustrated by that. And I want people to be like, no, you need to, not just me specifically as a person, but like as a trans person, as part of the trans community, trans people's voices should be centralized in those conversations. But as a white person, I need to learn when to shut the fuck up when it's a conversation that really should be centralized and focused around the black community or other communities of color or whatever communities that I may not be a part of, you know? So I don't really think that it's like no one's worth more or less. It's just different conversations need to centralize different people, and I think people need, especially white people, need to learn that. I think we need to learn that our opinion is not always the most important one or needed in every situation. And that's something, by the way, that's something that I struggled with too. And I still struggle with. And by the way, Andrew Clay, I see your super chat. Oh no, you're fine. Andrew, you don't need to apologize. You're fine. It's okay. But I want to be honest. Like, it's something I struggle with too. Will I be honest? Like, I tweeted out about Will Smith that night. Like, I did. And I should have shut up. It's true. And I mean, like, it's just something to be aware of. Like, we all, especially when you come from a background that tells you that your voice is always worthwhile in a conversation, right? When we, especially as white people, we're always told that, like, our voices are authority or allowed in a conversation. And we're told that our voices are not allowed, or we're told that, like, others, we feel a need to be able to put our voices as equal to or even sometimes over other people's voices. Like, I won't speak specifically, but I had, like, a conversation yesterday that really frustrated me because I was talking with a cis dude who felt that his voice, like, he could override my voice as a trans person about a conversation on a trans topic. And it really frustrated me because he wasn't listening to what I had to say. He was only... he only wanted to make sure that his opinion was heard. And I kept trying over and over and over again in the conversation to be like, and again, I'm trying to stay vague here, over and over and over again to say, like, I understand your opinion, but please listen to what I am saying. And he never would. He just continually didn't listen to what I was just saying. And I think it's because often cis people feel like their voice needs to be the most important one and needs to be heard, and, like, don't necessarily need to listen to trans people on, because our voices have been told, cis people's voices have been told, like, our voices are always the most worthwhile or just as worthwhile in every situation. And I feel like the same with, like, being white, and it's something that I need to work to deconstruct myself in these conversations. Like, there are times, like, do I have opinions on the Will Smith stuff? Sure. But none of them really solidified, so I don't even try to glean what they are, because I'm not even sure with them of what they are, because I'm still thinking about it. But, like, mine aren't necessary. I don't need to add my voice to it, right? I don't need to add my voice to that conversation. There are people who have better knowledge, better awareness, and need to be, and aren't often listened to, and are already being spoken over, that need to be focused on. So, yes, Andrew Clegg, you're saying it exactly. I agree with you. As a white person, I grew up believing that everyone's opinion matters, which goes to say, as in, my opinion always matters, always. Which is not necessarily the case. Like, your opinion, your thoughts and voice matters, but your thoughts and voice don't always matter in a certain specific conversation. So, I think that's just something we need to, and one last thing I'll add on this sort of talk, on this discussion here, is we all need to learn that when someone pushes back against you from a community and says, I don't appreciate or I don't think your voice is needed in this discussion right now, don't take that as a personal attack. Don't take it as someone saying you're a bad person. This is a video. I mean, this is what happens a lot of the time, is that people are told that their voice or opinion isn't necessarily need to be centralized in this conversation, and they take it as like, oh, you're saying I'm a bad person? You're attacking me? How dare you? Some people even say, like, I faced stuff too. How dare you try and shut me up? It's like, no, we're not attacking you. We're just saying your opinion isn't the one that needs to be centered here. But people will take being pushed out of being the focus as some sort of infringement upon their personhood. Again, it's something that I dealt with yesterday with, again, I won't say the name of the person, but a specific person, who, like, felt like because I was critiquing their words about trans people, that I was calling them a bad person or attacking them. It's like, I wasn't attacking you. I was pointing out my problems with your words. And I think that that defensiveness is at the root of a lot of people's doubling down on harmful takes, because they see people trying to say, hey, listen to me, maybe your opinion doesn't need to be the one that's centralized here. They take that as an attack and therefore feel they are justified in pushing back against people. So we saw with J.K. Rowling, right? Like, that was what happened, I feel, in a large part, and it's a large part of, like, how J.K. Rowling feels justified in attacking trans people, because she sees she equates all, like, don't get me wrong, there are people who harass J.K. Rowling, and I do think that is wrong. I don't think people should harass J.K. Rowling. I get that. But she has somehow taken she has flattened critiques of her as somehow being, like, attacks on her personhood. And so she has taken it to be like, oh, people calling me out, like, how dare they attack me? I face misogyny, how dare they attack me? Right? And I say that more for J.K. Rowling at the beginning of her radicalization pipeline. Like, now J.K. Rowling is fully radicalized and she's doing just shitty things and expressly just harming and targeting trans people. J.K. Rowling maybe 3-4 years ago, that's more what I was talking about, right? So that's basically the conversation that I'm sort of having there. Now just J.K. Rowling is just explicitly targeting trans people, and it's because she's been radicalized further into gender-critical groups, which is what they do. Gender-critical groups isolate people and insulate people and create a sort of very cultish radicalization community that then targets trans people. So, anyways, that's enough of that. We're not talking about Bosch Adrian. Bellamy would say, I'm between two black men in a situation that involves a black woman in medicalism. That's why it's a black issue, especially given how white folks talk about us. Yes. What Bellamy said. Like, the thing that happened to the Oscars is between two black men involving a black woman with a medical condition. That's why it's a black issue, especially given how many white folks talk about us, about black people. And it's like, and by the way, the reason too is just like, there are already too many white people giving conversation, like, talk about this. Like, white people are when it comes to an issue that affects the black community, white people are going to talk about it. We are. Like, there are writers and tons of organizations, Fox News, like, everyone's talking about it. So I think it's on us as people who try to be allies to the black community to be like, my opinion right now does not matter. I'm sorry I'm focusing on this. I need to keep playing the game. But it's important on us to be like, my opinion doesn't matter right now. These people's opinions who are not getting heard are. Let me use my voice and my platform to uplift these voices. Because it's not necessarily saying, like, white people... It is kind of saying that white people shouldn't talk about this at all, period. But really, in a more, like, literal sense of, like, what's actually going on is that white people are going to talk about it anyways. So for those of us who want to try to work to be allies to the black community, and again, just point out, like, I can't claim allyship. That is something that people can tell me whether I'm being a good ally or not. But I work to try to be a good ally. So if I'm working to try to be a good ally, my job then is to uplift voices that are being silenced and not necessarily being heard. So yes, technically I am saying that white people shouldn't talk on the topic, but white people are going to talk on the topic. So my job is just going to be like, as a white person here, let me use my platform to try to uplift these voices. So in that vein, like I said, FT Signifier, 100%. Bellamy also is someone you should be following as well. I don't know if Bellamy's spoken about this issue specifically, but just in general, Bellamy's a freaking great creator who you should follow and does really good work. Like, full disclosure, I support Bellamy on Patreon because Bellamy does freaking great work, and I think you should support Bellamy. So, please. By the way, Bellamy, I want to make sure. What are your pronouns? I don't want to assume because I don't remember off the top of my head, and I just don't want to assume your pronouns. But yes, please, everyone go follow Bellamy. Anyways, that's enough of that. That's all I'll say on that front. I've been talking around the slaps, but hopefully it was in a way that was worth discussing, at least from my point of view. But we'll see. And yes, just Carowin. Daniel
It
Radcliffe
contained
did have a
details
great,
about the
great, did have
construction of a
take on it.
great
She did. Thank you.
underground
Oh, okay, good. I wasn't sure.
Where
I wasn't
exactly?
Sure, so thank you for letting me know.
Close. Beneath the great.
Figures. Have you been inside?
And we will solve them all in time.
Ugh, this
Getting
guy.
back to the site is the one at hand. I hope you're as effective against machine.
This guy.
What kind of machine has your people pinned down near Thebes?
A Thunderjaw. We've dealt with them before, but this one
Yeah. Summer of Soul was a
Is-
good movie. I watched
Tougher,
it a while ago. But
stronger?
it was really, really good.
And it has black
And
armor?
aromantic rights, hell yes.
Yes.
I agree, Nick Sanders.
How did you know?
Aromantic rights. And
Doesn't
celebrating
matter.
aromantic people, hell yes.
Won't be easy, but I can take
I
it
have
down.
many aromantic friends.
Then destiny
and
shines
I know that they
upon
often
us,
are
as
not
I knew it
discussed.
would.
So
A
100%
living
aromantic rights.
ancestor now walks among us. And she will help me attain the secrets of
Very true,
Thebes.
James.
Resupply here if you must.
Yeah, Adrian, I can't speak about the documentary Good Hair. I won't necessarily recommend it just because I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, it's a good documentary. So yeah, 100%.
Then on to Thebes at the base of the pyramid in the ruins. We will follow when our scouts confirm you've.
The machines are dangerous here, no doubt.
Okay. Off to the big pyramid to fight the Thunderjaw.
That's okay. That I know is an actual building in San Francisco. I don't know the name of it off the top of my
There's a
head.
Cyclops drone monitoring this area. I need to grab its data.
Does anyone know the name of that building? Get the name of that building. Also, I mean, I guess it is. Oh, okay. That's why. Actually, I'm kind of curious to see what's underneath the water. If there's like the streets of San Francisco down there, it's actually kind of cool. Because clearly there was global warming, and also like look at that. It has waves in the freaking water. That's so cool. But yeah, clearly there was like a global warming sort of element here, and that's why like so much San Francisco's underwater, and like the geography of San Francisco's changed, which is interesting. Okay. Transamerica Pyramid. That I did not know. I am not familiar with them, actually. I am not, Michelle.
This easy?
Oh yeah, look at that Golden Gate Bridge over there. That's so. All right.
A barbarian!
Run, stranger!
The machine
There's
will
a killer
kill you!
machine about!
Oh no, the machine!
There you are.
Oh god.
I guess we're doing this.
Oh yeah, I guess we are doing this. All right, everybody. Apologies, chat. You chat amongst yourselves. I'm gonna try not to die. Actually. Oh god, why am I running? Why did I run towards it? That wasn't bad. That was just stupid. Why did I run towards the giant monster thingy? There it is. That's what I was looking for. Come on, come on, come on. No! No! Run! No, don't pick up the gun. die. Like a good dinosaur. Everyone knows the dinosaurs die! Ah! Man! Bad dino! Oh god! I did the thing! I feel like Jessie's playing 3D Calc. kind of. What did I miss? What did I miss in the chat? Did I miss anything? Did I miss any super chats or anything? Okay, cool. Didn't miss.
Come on over,
okay,
you.
cool. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. Let me know if I missed anything that I should have caught in the chat while I was trying not to die there.
Killed that
I'm playing on
machine.
normal Nick
Your
Sanders
CEO
at the moment,
sent me.
So, or did I turn?
need
I
to speak
turned it
to
on.
Alva.
Am I actually still playing on easy? I put it on easy so I could get through some of like the other stuff easy. Oh, I'm actually on easy. Let me put it back on normal. That's probably why I was able to
By
beat
all
the thing
means,
so
then.
easily.
Open the gates.
Because I put it on easy so I could run through some of the quests a little of the easier quests easier. Also, here's Alva. I love Alva. Before we get to Alva, I'm gonna go pee real quick because I need to pee. Thank you, Juniper Bug. I was wondering what that was. I'm gonna go quick pee, then we're gonna keep going with this game. So I will be right back. So let Jessie go pee. Also, where's my phone? There it is. Be right back in 2 seconds, everyone. Oof. I is back. Turn on the thermostat. It is hot. Alright. Where's just hey Jonathan, good to see you. What was I saying? By the way, who sent me that? John Vittles, thank you for your email. I appreciate it. Yeah, I will check out the N.K. Jemisin story. I need to read more N.K. Jemisin. I read her Broken Earth trilogy. Excuse me, which is amazing. I loved. If anyone hasn't read it, N.K. Jemisin's Broken Earth trilogy, freaking fantastic. One of the best freaking. What did I miss? Bellamy saying everyone act normal. What'd you do? What'd you do when you were gone? What happened? But no. Thank you, John. N.K. Jemisin's book are great. What did I miss? I wish there were. See, that's the thing too. Andrew Clegg. Sorry, you're talking about low calorie take. I do need to order food soon. All about we're praising Newt. Oh, is that what's happening? We're all praising Newt now. Where is? Do you want me to see if I can get? Do you want me to see if I can get Newt? Let's see if wait. Let me open the door and I'll sing and see if Newt will come. 1 second. All right, let's see if I can get Newt to come into the room. For those of you who don't know, whenever I sing, my cat's name is Newt. Ooh, my hair. Ooh, look at that. My cat's name is Newt, and whenever I sing to Newt, don't you dare, Brutus, don't you dare ever steal my beer. Pass your own imaginary. No, bad. Don't steal my beer. It's mine. My beer, mine. Let's see. My cat Newt comes, so let's do this. Ready? Hey there. Oh, wait, let me see if I can get you in so you can see the door. Let me see. There we go. Hey there, my cat, come on in here. Will you come be a Newt now? I wonder if he will come here. Hi, but you did come in now. Literally, every time. Come here, bud. Come on. Come on up and say hi to everybody. He's doing all rubby stuff on the floor now. But yeah, literally every time I sing, he comes into the room. It's kind of adorable. Come here, bud. Come on and say hi back. Come here, my cat, up on my lap. Everyone wishes to see you. He's worried about the blanket because he doesn't like the blanket. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Here we go. There he is. Here he is. Look at this. Hi, buddy. Say hi. Yeah, who's a good cat? Let's see if I can get you to hear him purring. Let me see if hopefully I won't scare him by moving the... There we go. All right, let's see. There we are. Hi. Can you hear him purring? I don't know how well you can hear him purring. Let's see. Hear that purr? I don't know how well you can hear it. Let's see. Let me turn off my sound so you can hear him purring a little bit better. Hi. Device properties. Here we are. Now you might be able to hear him better. Hi. Yeah, rub up against the mic, bud. Wait, can you hear him? Here we are. Yeah, you hear that purr? He purrs so loudly. Like he is a very loud purr. I don't know. Again, I don't know how well. Let me know, chat, how well you can hear him purring. But he is a very loud purr. Yeah, go right in my boobs. That's what yeah. You want my boobs? Is that what you want? Little perv cat. That's what you are. My little pervy cat. So, aw, see? People like you. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care. He doesn't even care about me. He just wants me for the, attention I give him. But anyways, there we go. But that's Newt. So he is now here with us. So you got what you wanted, chat. And thank you, Nick Sanders, for the super chat. But you got what you wanted. You all wanted Newt. Well, here's Newt. He is here. So, all right. There we go, bud. Hi. Yes. So now you got me petting my cat. Now I don't even need to play the game. I'm just gonna pet my cat for the rest of the time that we're doing here. Oh, see, you're loved. You're loved, buddy. You're famous. So, some of the feline. You did get here just in time, Steven. Just in time for the cat. Yes, hi, bud. He also, really loves scratches. Look at how much he just loves to scratch it. His head's just in my hand. He will, place his head in my hand just so I can give his head scratches. He just loves the head scratches. All of the head scratches. Yeah, don't ya, bud. Don't ya. I'm, aggressively scratching him right now. He loves aggressive scratches. I'm I don't even know how I would love... Also, now he's licking my hand. Why do cats lick hands? Is that a thing? Or is my cat just weird? But, Oh, Xendu, thank you so much. That is... Thank you. I will buy him a very nice food with that. Thank you very much. That is an incredibly generous super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. I will make sure to buy Newt something really... I will buy him some really nice food with that. Thank you very much. Mwah. Thank you for that. That is incredibly generous, my friend. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Mwah. I never know what to say to such big super chats. I I feel like I should say more considering how generous they are. So just Zendu, thank you. Mwah. I really appreciate that. I never know what to say, so thank you. I really do. Anyways, I'll keep going, but I should keep going with the game because now he's settling down. But thank you so much for the super chat. I heard they're grooming you, showing affection. Newt knows. Newt knows. You know, see, Newt never shows me. Here's the thing. Newt never shows me this affection. Newt never shows me this affection after food time. Notice, because I feed him at night. I feed him before I go to bed. Because otherwise he'll be. Because the reason I don't feed him, the reason I feed him at night is because if I feed him early in the day, he'll be hungry by evening, which means he'll keep pawing and trying to wake me up during the night. So I need to feed him at night, or else I'll be up all night with him, like wanting me to feed him. So I feed him at night, but after I feed him, this affection just goes away. He's like, "All right, I'm done with you." It's like, I know I will be nice to you until I'm fed, and then after that point, I don't need you anymore. This affection is only conditional. It's a conditional love, yes it is. I will take your conditional love, you little cat. I love your conditional. I feed off of your conditional love, you little butt. Look at his little butt. Look at his little cat butt, just all curled up there. Yeah? Gonna be a little cat butt in my lap? Anyways, there's no doubt about it. Ty West X will be my top 3 movies of the year. I'm looking forward to that. It looks interesting. You suggest cats and kids. Yep. Yep. Oh, thank you, Marg. I will make sure to spend some of that also on some nice food for him. You're gonna get some fancy food, bud. Not that I don't spend on. Get him some fancy food. You get some fancy feasts. That's what you get. But yes, thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. I'll make sure to spend it on getting him some nice food. All right, let's keep playing because we got Alva to meet, and Alva's like my fave. I love Alva.
Aloy!
This is Alva. I adore Alva. She's freaking great.
I'm glad you're okay.
Oh, you got rid of that machine.
I do my best.
What are you doing here?
There's something inside Thebes that I need. I went to landfall. I met your CEO. We came to an
CEO.
agreement.
I love that they call it CEO instead of CEO.
And you're going to help us get in?
I guess so. The whole thing was a little tense. There was something off about
Cats
that
are the
guy,
best.
and I don't understand what he wants from Thebes. I thought we found the data that we needed back
That's
in the
funny,
manual.
Fada.
That data.
She does look
took
like
us
she started having
years to
Kanto.
sift through. The CEO wants faster
And like Soji,
results.
yeah.
Aloy, you have to be careful.
She does look a little bit like
There
these
they
Sopranos
are.
do.
The legacy tells us that Elizabeth.
Oh, of course, you guys show up after I
kill
kill the thing.
Obstacles. And so it has been.
Just let me kill all the machines for
You
you.
have been true to your word. I'm pleased. Thebes awaits us below.
Oh my god, do I really have to deal with this dude for longer? I do like his shaved head look, but I don't want to deal with this guy for longer. What's the name of it's Aloy. Aloy is the protagonist of our game.
Much of
It was
this
great. I love Aloy, Mark.
flooded. We had to pump a great deal of water out.
Yeah, the bro with his man bun. He shaved his head, and he still manages to have a man bun. I don't even know how you do that.
Behold,
How do you shave your head and still manage to have a man bun? It's kind of funny.
A door like no other.
Oh, it's one of those doors. It's the door from like one of those doors like from the first game, I think. Oh, Nick. Oh, Nix. Thank you, Nix. Nix, I will. I'll actually probably spend that on sushi because I'm actually not a big steak person. But thank you very much. That was really, really nice. Thank you very much, Nix. Mwah. Thank you. I always feel bad because I never know how to like say thank you enough for that generosity, and I really feel bad. Like, mwah, 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 Nix, I appreciate it. You are lovely. Thank you so much. I hope you understand that I really, really appreciate it. I feel like I'm not thankful or expressing thanks enough, but I really do appreciate it, Nix.
Well, you're right about that.
Mwah.
It's designed to open.
He does
for
give me
one
bad
man.
vibes, Zendu.
Ted Fair.
$200 steak orders. Well, one steak will be for Newt,
But
and the other one will
she
be
tells
sushi
us
for me.
that he
I'll get
worked
some nice
closely
sushi,
with
Andrew.
Sobek. He trusted her.
Because just I'm not.
Surely she could
I've
open
had
the
good
door,
steak, and don't get me
so
wrong. I
shall
like steak, but
Not
steak
gonna
is not my favorite thing. Like, if anyone's gonna spend a lot of money on me, sushi is the way to go.
She was
Like, give me
only
expensive
obsessed with
sushi.
Sobek's eternal
Expensive steak, I'll be like, oh, this is nice. It's not. It doesn't impress. It doesn't impress.
If I may,
Basically, I'm saying if you're taking me out on a date, take me to a
Pharaoh
sushi
Great
place.
Arceus
That's
did
the
not
answer.
build his palace
So.
alone. We know this from scraps of data we found, the ones that pointed to this location. And we found evidence of passages below. Maybe they were built to aid construction. Or for servants.
Get yourself the
We
Metropolitan
can't
Grill.
reach them.
I'll give it a try.
It's flooded and they're too far underwater, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would spend $100 on sushi easy. That's not even
There
a
might
question.
be another way in down there.
You see, with Sobek, there's
Bellamy.
always a way.
Then do what you must. to
Yep,
get us in
Mark, I will be in Chicago for the convention. I'm planning on being. I'm actually on 2 of the panels. I'm on 2 panels at the convention. I'm gonna be. There's a Star Trek book panel that I'm going to be on. Mostly as a book fan, though technically I am a Star Trek author. I have Ooh, I didn't mean to fall. I have technically written for Star Trek Adventures, the Star Trek tabletop RPG. So I didn't get paid a lot, and I didn't write a lot. I wrote like I think like 3,000 words for it, so I didn't write a bunch. I wrote some of this descriptions and character designs for the Star Trek Discovery characters in Star Trek Adventures. So but I am technically a Star Trek author. So I'm gonna be on that panel, along with like Dayton Ward, who's an author I'm really excited about. How do I get back up here? Did I just fall down here and I can't get up? And then I'm also gonna be on the Women at Warp panel. So I will also be on the Women at Warp panel. And I'm aiming to be at the Star Trek Lower Decks panel. I'm not on the Lower Decks panel, obviously. I'm gonna try and be there though. So that's my hope and my plan so far. And I'm getting pictures with Tawny Newsome and Kate Mulgrew, which I'm also very excited about. Oh god, am I about to die? What did I do? I think I fucked up. I'm gonna die here. Wait, is this a lava? What is this? This is terrifying. Oh, I don't like this at all. Oh my god, I don't. This is actually mildly terrifying for me. I don't like being underwater, especially with underwater with lava. That just seems like a so bad idea. Oh my god. Horrifying. Feels like some sort of eldritch horror is about to come out here. Oh my god. Oh, I'm glad Nick Saunders. I love that lower. Like, I love my Lower Decks video. It's one of my videos I'm most proud of. Like, I adore Lower Decks so much, y'all. Like, don't get me wrong. I love all the Star Trek shows going. I love every single Star Trek show, period. Full stop. Like, but I love Prodigy. I love, like, I'm excited for Strange New Worlds. I love Picard. I love Discovery. But, like, Lower Decks just speaks to me. Oh, what is it? It's not lava? I don't know what it is. But, like, I don't know. Like, as someone who adores and, like, loves Star Trek, but also is, like, loves, like, to be irreverent about Star Trek, I love Lower Decks. It means so much to me. Oh, Keffels! We were watching videos on stream from Gender Critical Parent Group, and they included you on their video about... Oh, boy. Hi, Keffels. It's good to see you. I'm excited to see you here, but yeah, I did not know that. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, whatever. I am part of the transgender cult. Ooh. Like, but also, Keffels, it's really good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I don't know what to say other than hi. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself, and like, thank you for being here. Also, thank you for the follow on Twitter. Let me not die here real quick. But yeah, no, I'm not surprised by that. Like, I mean, they're gonna like put any like prominent trans. I mean, I'm sure you know this, like Keffels, obviously, like. They're gonna put any transgender person. Let me not die, please. Okay, whew. They're gonna put it like any transgender person who like makes content is part of the transgender cult. I mean, it's part of like their whole argument, right? With like the whole argument with like the rapid onset gender dysphoria stuff. Sorry, I'm gonna talk about this right now just because Keffels is here, and might as well. But like rapid onset gender dysphoria stuff, like their whole argument with that is that like representation of trans people is like trying to trans your children, right? Like that's the whole concept of that like idea. Like somehow just representing being trans is like going to make kids trans. And like no, what actually is happening is that there's more representation of trans people because we live in a digital age and allowed more people to be like represented. And because of that, more people are able to better articulate what they're feeling of being transgender, that we have all, like, people have all had throughout time, and because we're actually better able to, like, people are better able to articulate what it means to be trans, is that, like, then they're able to express that they want, like, that they're trans. And that's why you're seeing maybe an increased amount of trans people coming out, not because there's more trans people necessarily than there've ever been in society, just that there's more people who have access to being able to describe and articulate their, like, trans feelings. It's the whole thing with why you're seeing stuff like that. It's Don't Say Gay bill, right? The whole point of the Don't Say Gay bill is to try to limit discussions around LGBTQ topics so that people don't have the access to these, to be able to describe their experiences. People will still feel it. They just won't be able to articulate it because they won't have exposure to it. But people who are LGBTQ will still feel it. It's also why you see things like critical race theory, again, with, like, relating... It's all about control and access to knowledge. Like black kids and kids of color will experience racism. They will know racism. But, the only thing that hiding that information does is hide that information from, like, white people who don't want to... how dare we feel uncomfortable when talking about race, when people of color are also going to feel that. Same thing with LGBTQ people. Like, queer people, trans people, we're still going to feel those feelings, but we're not going to be able to articulate it because we don't have exposure to knowledge about it. And then also it allows straight people who don't have those feelings to actively ignore it and say that, oh, that's weird or freakish or abnormal, because they never were exposed to it. It's like, oh, you're making up stuff because you weren't exposed to it, but people have felt it all throughout time. So yeah, like, of course, they, like, I'm not shocked. Let me put it, like, I am not shocked that there are videos of mine describing me as, like, part of the transgender cult, because they will twist just simple representation of trans people into that. And so me being someone who speaks out against TERF and gender critical stuff makes me an even more target. But they'll target trans people just in general for existing in a public space. I mean, that's what the bathroom bills are for. Anyways, sorry to get on that rant, everybody, but Keffels was here, so I don't know if Keffels is still here, but it was good to see you, my friend, and I am so honored that you would stop by. So, thank you, my friend. James Hodge, Lower Decks is a great introduction to the Star Trek universe. That's how I got into the franchise. Lower Decks made me a Trekkie, very new to Trek. Oh, that's wonderful, James. Well, welcome, new Trek fan. I'm glad Lower Decks was the way to get you in, because you are amazing, and Lower Decks is amazing, and Star Trek is amazing, and I like all those things being together. Lower Decks, Star Trek, and you. So, yay, welcome, and also welcome here, James Hodge, and thank you so much for the super chat. Sending you love. Yeah, if anything, yeah, Steven, straight people are a cult. If anything, you're wrong, right? Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like, there is a cult of being straight. Like, everyone's trying to force people to be straight and everything. But I mean, like, gender critical folks, I mean, you see this clearly. I'm going to be writing about this, but I would also say Kaylee and Conrad, if anyone wants a good video on, like, how TERFs are radicalized into being gender critical, into being TERFs, I would highly recommend Kaylee and Conrad. They did a fantastic, it's going to be a 3-video series. 2 parts of it out are right now. But if anyone has not seen them, Kaylee and Conrad did 2 wonderful videos describing how, the first video was like how they create their spaces that sort of reinforce their own ideas about, like, trans people and things like that. And then the second video is about how they sort of use these things to reinforce conversion therapy stuff against trans people, and how their conversion therapy is used against trans people. Not only is harming trans people, is also just hiding homophobia, barely hiding homophobia as well. So yeah. Oh, people are asking how long can Aloy hold her breath. She's got a breather on. I got a breather in an earlier mission. I forgot that I had that. So that's part of that. Yes, cis heteronormativity is an idiot. Exactly, Moonflower Gal. You are not wrong in the slightest. Ah! I hate underwater stuff, because underwater things are creepy. Ever since that stupid eel gave me a heart attack in Super Mario 64, oh my god, I'm stuck. Ah, crap. Ever since that one eel, y'all, if you played Super Mario 64, you know the eel that I'm talking about. Ever since that eel, video game underwater levels have horrified me. And then also Sonic the Hedgehog underwater levels also suck. Alright, let's see. Hopefully this is the right direction. Hoping I'm heading the right way. Okay, cool. Right. Hi, Jay. Welcome. Same, that's right. That gigantic eel in Super Mario 64 was traumatizing me. was traumatizing, right? It was absolutely not to diminish the actual trauma, but like it was a horrifying thing. That freaking eel was horrifying. That's funny, Cameron. Okay. Let's see. Sonic Water, yeah. Sonic Water levels suck. And I say this as a huge, like, I am a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan up until a point. I'm a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. I almost got Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Team logo tattooed on me. I'm glad I didn't. But as a kid, I was a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. I stopped really being into Sonic after, like, after Shadow the Hedgehog was the last, like, big game I played, but then Sonic Generations, Sonic Colors are also solid. But the rest of the Sonic games, eh. But I was a huge Sonic fan. So when I say Sonic levels suck, believe me, I understand. See, I never beat Ocarina of Time. It's just Abigail. That's another game I need to play on stream. I never beat Ocarina of Time, and I need to do that. So that's something I need to finish. Sonic Heroes is great. Sonic Heroes. Oh God, abracadabra. Why would you say it? Dun 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 dun. Probably just gave everyone like anxiety just from me doing that.
The door is open.
You don't need to, Selkie. I mean, I like Sonic Heroes and Sonic Generations, Selkie, but you know, Sonic Adventure 2 is like the peak of Sonic.
What's going on?
The CO is preparing to enter Thebes.
The CEO is about to enter Thebes. Look at me, I'm all self. Oh my God, he just. Oh, this douche. Look at this douche.
Oh, why are you dressed like Pharaoh?
Yep, he's literally dressed like a freaking CEO. Oh my God.
I am Pharaoh, renewed.
Okay, yeah, he did look like Ted Pharaoh, so he must be a clone of Ted Pharaoh.
Across the generations, his soul is my soul.
And he's still a douche.
Is my will. We are sundered in only one way.
I know. I need to be Ocarina. The furthest I've gotten in Ocarina of Time is I got to the water temple once, and that's where I stopped. So that's as far as I've ever gotten in Ocarina of Time. I got into the Shadow Temple, and then I got distracted for something or another, and I think I couldn't beat Shadow Link is what I couldn't do. So
to save our homeland, and as Pharaoh did, the world.
I was like this guy.
I think there's some confusion here about who
Oh,
Pharaoh
Aloy,
was.
you're gonna try and break down
knows better
CEOs.
than I who he was, who he is, me.
Okay, let me tell you about capitalism. Let me teach you about capitalism and why it's bad. That's what Aloy's about to do.
You understand, Sobek. You are her, Pharaoh's harbinger, his assistant. Come.
I know. I need to be. There will come a time where on stream I will play through the entirety of Ocarina of Time. It will happen. It's probably when there's less big games coming out that I want to play, but eventually I will do a stream of Ocarina of Time. Maybe it'll be a good charity stream. Maybe I'll play through all of Ocarina of Time for a charity stream. That might be fun.
No.
I need to do a charity stream. I keep wanting to do it, but I keep not having the time to. It's not that I don't want to do it. It's more just the time to organize one would be a pain in the butt. That I just don't have at the moment. But an Ocarina of Time charity stream would actually be great.
It is said Sobek valued life above all else.
Oh boy.
Is this true?
Fine. I'll wear your raiment.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point, Lewis Darden. Aloy bringing class. I'm with you, Cyberquaker. Aloy bringing class consciousness up in here. Okay, what is this outfit? I don't like this outfit. She looked better than the other one. She looks so much cooler than the other outfit.
Shall we proceed?
To be fair, if I want to play Ocarina of Time, I'm probably gonna have to use a walkthrough to beat it. So.
Look at this place. The grandeur.
Pharaoh's domain.
It does look comfy.
Here, Pharaoh left his secrets. Let's go find them.
Your Magnificence, perhaps we should leave guards behind.
Oh God.
Pharaoh's visage.
Oh God. Oh yeah, they're not even like high. You're Lewis.
Even to something, I'll give you that.
Yeah, there's definitely Egyptian shit going on here. It's not even subtle now. Like I thought, like, oh, that's kind of a nice little subtle thing. Like no, they're clearly going with the pharaoh thing. It's it's definitely there. I think you might have caught on to something, Lewis. That's kind of surprising. I didn't even catch it until like literally now. I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely definitely going for an Egyptian vibe, and actually like some of Assassin's Creed looks too actually, in there as well. Yeah, this is basically Ted Pharaoh's cultural appropriation house. Yeah, I'm uncomfortable. Like, I think the game is intentionally trying to do the culture, like, it's showing culture, like, the character culturally appropriate. I mean, I don't know if the actual, like, character is Egyptian or not, but I would not be surprised if he's just a white dude appropriating Egyptian culture. He might also be Egyptian, I actually don't know, the character. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he's just, like, a rich CEO who just decided, I'm gonna steal Egyptian culture shit.
So hey, this is weird.
Yeah, I tried to warn you.
Yeah, sort of.
I'll explain.
I like Alva's just like, yeah, my culture's strange. I get it. Like this is where Alva is from, and she's like, yeah, no, I get it. It's weird.
Statues. The guardians.
Like he's a douche. I get it. I understand. Have a good night, Andrew Clegg. Sending you love, my friend. Oh, Geek Filter, good to see you, my friend. Sending you love.
Those aren't statues. Look out!
Get the
Oh,
CO
boy.
out of here.
Yeah, leave me with no freaking weapon. Do I not have my weapon on me? Do I just have to battle this thing? Okay, good. I do have my weapon. I was like, do I have to battle these things without a weapon? Alright, chat. I'm gonna try not to die here, so, you're on your own. As I immediately die. Never mind. I guess I'm here. That was quick. I was like, oh, like, look, I'm gonna forewarn chat. I love y'all. I'm gonna be paying attention to this, so I might catch some of the chat in a second, but for the next few minutes, I'm just gonna try not to die. Alright. Oh, nope. Ah! Stop hitting me with the dang rocks! Too many rocks! I gotta hit that. Oh my god, stop moving! Ow! Stop it with that. Oh, I can get him, I can get him, I can get him! Ah, why did you fall into fire? Put that one down. There we go. Alright, that wasn't that bad. These aren't moons, I mean statues. Those aren't moons. That's what I was like. That's my Obi-Wan Kenobi voice, by the way. That's no moon. The docks, or what was it? Use the Force, Luke. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. All right, so let's see.
We must proceed.
I don't use screw stairs. I glide. Quick, say inappropriate things while Jessie isn't looking. What's the say inappropriate things? Oh my gosh. This is my channel. You can say inappropriate things. It's fine.
What is
Butts. I don't know. That was me trying to think of something inappropriate, so I just said the word
attached
butts.
to some kind of apparatus. I wonder what it does. An impressive setup.
Your
What is
face
it
is an
for?
impressive setup.
I'm sorry, CO. I don't know. My focus can't read the data here.
Oh, interesting stuff.
Made a minor adjustment to the gene therapy regimen and added.
Oh boy, gene therapy. Oh boy. Speaking, we were talking earlier about modifying our bodies. That's certainly going to happen here, I'm sure.
Hopefully, there will be some stabilization after the next treatment.
He is a douche nozzle. He really is.
God knows what Ted'll do to us if there isn't. The early results were so promising.
It is a dentist chair. Like, oh god, the most horrifying thing, dentist chair. Hey, look, I'm inside of you.
Oh, if only I had access to my
God.
old lab
Hi.
in Bangkok, or my old colleagues, or my old liquor cabinet.
Yeah, that's the most important one, I'm
Stop
sure.
it. Got to stay positive. For Kenya.
I don't know why I just want to be inside this dude. It's funny.
You saw something. I could tell.
I am adept
Did
at
the
running in a
data
circle, Fada.
explain what Pharaoh used this device for?
I think he was undergoing treatments to live longer.
I wasn't gonna say it, Bellamy, but I'm glad
lot
you did.
longer.
Really? Could he still be alive?
Don't be foolish. If he were alive, he would have kept his essence. It would not have been passed down to me. Remember, he was the
Nathaniel, look up
Of
the
course, it
story.
would have stopped
They already
at
have.
nothing to grasp the secrets of life and death.
Oh no, that phrasing was intentional, Lewis. It was very intentional.
Everything he
Oh,
did
Perry, thank you so
was
much.
for
Oh, you're
a
lovely.
new
I appreciate you.
beginning. For us, for the Quen.
This
And
music.
for his true heir, me.
You know, I'm starting to think you're right. You do have a lot in common with Ted Pharaoh.
I knew you would see in time.
It does. Ooh,
Let
it
us
does.
continue.
That's one of the most terrifying scenes in all of Star Trek
Secrets
lore, is that holodeck scene that you're talking about. That is one of, like, Star Trek doesn't do a lot of horror, and it doesn't do horror
Is
all
a
that
small
well.
Office for a minor
Um,
functionary, perhaps.
A minor functionary? Probably was worth more than you are. Anyways. I love this music going on here. Like, I do like the little drone. It's got a nice Schisms. That's what it was. It's a good episode. That's what I was saying. The episode of Next Generation Schisms is one of the scariest episodes in all of Star Trek. Like, Star Trek does, like, there's a few episodes of Star Trek that try to be horror, like Genesis and Empok Nor, and they're not bad, but I don't necessarily think them scary. Schisms is one of the few times in Star Trek where it was actually scary. I think the other one that I actually think is scary, but for like in a weird surrealistic sense, is the Demon Clown episode of Star Trek Voyager. I'm blanking on the name of it off the top of my head, but the Demon Clown episode of Voyager is also horrifying, in a much different way than Schisms. All right.
Break the door down.
I'm going to look for another way in.
Good idea. It's worked before.
Very well.
Can I open this?
I was trying to pull that.
Alright. I do have a great video on that. I do have an episode on the clown episode of Voyager. I'm just blanking on the name of it. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. A virus. She thinks I am a virus. Like, it's a great episode. Why am I blanking on the name of that one? Again, I did a whole video on it, so I know it. I just don't remember the episode name off the top of my head. Yeah, that's Genesis, Nick Crochet Tiger.
Break it open!
Oh my god, calm yourself. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. Hurry, break it open. I'm impatient. Let's see, there's gotta be a way around here somewhere. Oh, there we go. That looks like the option right there. Huzzah. The thaw, thank you. And there is the battery dying, so let me just switch my other controller really quick. Wow. Just charge up this controller. But yeah, the thaw is the name of that episode. To be fair, yeah, the beginning of Stardust City Rag is pretty gruesome with what they do to Icheb in the beginning of that episode. You are not wrong, gaming. But I wouldn't necessarily... I mean, that definitely has some body horror stuff. I guess you could also say First Contact is also horror. Like, all Borg stuff is generally pretty scary. Especially in First Contact. Like, is also, like, kind of a horror Star Trek movie. It's, like, very body horror. I don't necessarily think... Not a lot of First Contact is scary, though. But you could definitely call it, like, Star Trek trying to do horror. To a degree. So... alright.
Maybe my focus can help you.
Ah, is that a vent of some sort? Not a bad
Oh,
idea.
it's not a vent. I used a vent.
Door.
Oh my god, I hate this dude. This dude is literally the worst. This Pharaoh guy is the worst.
Console. Maybe I can. There. Omega clearance. Got it. What do you have to say for yourself, Ted?
Sometimes dead.
I won't feel bad either, Zendu.
Found him on the floor of his
Oh, I
office
do.
this
That's a good
morning,
scene,
holding
Axel.
hands.
That's a very good scene.
Must have poisoned themselves.
Its name is Ensign Lynch.
Would have put them to sleep.
Look, Picard is one of yours. Jean-Luc is one of yours. This is Ensign Lynch.
Life. And this is how they repaid me. By leaving me all alone. But I guess I've been alone since this whole thing began. Alone in bearing the burden.
Such a
for the past.
Such an ego on this
for the
dude.
future.
Same old Ted. No matter who dies, he's the one feeling sorry for himself.
Such an ego on this dude.
With his children. Someday they'll come, and I'll be here to greet them. Sometimes my aging has stopped altogether. If anything, my cells are replenishing faster than normal. I just need some time.
We haven't set a time for it yet, gaming with Azil Jane, but Steve and I are planning on doing a stream after Star Trek Picard Season 2 finishes to talk about like Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Picard and all that stuff. So yeah, Steve and I are probably going to do a live stream talking about modern Star Trek. So we're not going to throw down. Like, he and I disagree on some stuff, but generally I think it'll be good. Like, he doesn't like Lower Decks, I love Lower Decks. He and I are pretty much in agreement on Star Trek Discovery. And then I like Star Trek Picard this season, he doesn't, but we'll see how the season eventually plays out, so.
My guidance. And then I won't be alone anymore.
Why let them in?
Pharaoh's secrets. Are they here?
Not the ones you're looking for.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Then they must be in there.
Trust me.
You don't want to go to there.
Are you mad? I haven't come all this way to stop now.
Oh my god, this guy. This guy! We were talking about Our Flag Means Death earlier, Kyle. I love this flag, Our Flag Means Death. Like I said, I want to try maybe, if I have the time, I don't know if I'm going to have the time, but I want to try and do a video on it. Right now I'm trying to finish up my video on James Gunn and my Sex and Star Trek Part 2 video, as long as there's a couple other things that I'm working on. So, and as well as some stuff for Games. I do too much stuff. But yeah, the next two videos you're probably going to see, besides a couple of ones, like the next big projects you're going to see from me are Sex and Star Trek and James Gunn. Oh boy. This isn't going to go well.
Is that?
It's him.
Oh, did he experiment on himself? Oh, did the actual Ted Pharaoh experiment on himself?
Burn it to ash.
Wait, no. Pharaoh has it rigged to melt down if...
Oh my god. Oh, I need to see this.
No witnesses.
Oh boy. Oh, of course. Ow, 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 ouch. You're having... Ow! Stop it with the gun! Ah! Stop it with the gun! Ah! my god! Why am I? There we go. Am I actually hurting this dude, or what's happening? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, is he on our? Oh, he's on our. Wait, he's on my side? What? Okay, I'm sorry I was attacking you. I did nothing in that fight. I was hitting my own dude who's on my own side, apparently. Whoops. How do you like me now? How do you like me now? Alright, let's get out of here. Thank you, Fada. That's me. If I was a character, you like stop it with the gun. So much. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. There's a lot happening right now. I'm definitely on toxic right now. Can someone stop poisoning me, please? There we go, jeez.
Hurry, sire.
Aw, you're beautiful, Lee. Everyone here is beautiful. I agree with you, Lee. Oh, have a good night, Just Carolyn. Mwah. Sending you love, my friend. Oh, of course. Of course. Yup, right in the fire. Oh, I thought he was gonna fall right in the fire. Oh, he's gonna. Oh! That feels poetic. That definitely feels poetic. Alright, how the hell do we get out of here? Lucky convenient path of rocks! Convenient path of rocks is convenient. Let's see. Oh, okay, there we are. That's where I go. Hey, your CO is dead, so stop with the shooting me. You know, you'd think he would have like checked to get himself out of there first before he was like dumb enough to be like, all right, everyone start blowing up this place. It does feel a little forced. Like it does feel a little forced that he dies. Like I mean, I know he wasn't like the smartest like cookie, but like I feel like he would have been smart enough to be like, all right, let me get out of this spot. And he was gonna die there. Let me get out of there. Oh, hey, 0Z00. I'm excited for the new Lego Star Wars game. It looks really good. It looks like a lot of fun. I might get it actually. I might actually get it myself, to be honest with you. Alright, let me try this again. Oh, I didn't mean to set up. Nope, stop with it. I did not mean to set a trap there. Alright, let's try this again.
Soldiers, open fire! Alarm! Alarm!
I did hit the head.
I'll do my best.
Is Ted Farrow the evil opposite of Ted? No, but that would be funny. I do like Ted Lasso quite a bit. That's a really great show. That's another show that I want to do a video about, like how masculinity presents in the Ted Lasso show. Like, there's a really good video somewhere that I could make about like how Ted Lasso discusses masculinity and like a complicated masculinity and like deconstructs masculinity in an interesting way. I love Ted Lasso. It's a great show. Like, overall, it's just such a great show. So if any of you haven't seen Ted Lasso, I highly recommend it. It's such a great, positive, great, fun show. That actually has like some important things to say, especially in the second season, I think, too.
Are you okay?
What happened?
We
Your
we
CO
found
was a
something
jerk.
that will help. Not just your homeland, but everywhere.
But where's the
I will.
CO?
Canadian Crochet Tiger, I will.
He's gone. I guess you could say he gave his life to help us attain the secrets of Thebes.
There you go. He did a good thing, eh? Murder him, that's good, yeah. He was like, thank God. He's...
You must think I'm
Oh, never mind. Oh, I thought he was like, oh, I thought he was
No.
a douche.
No.
Looks like I might have to kill this guy, too.
An entitled egotist
Okay.
who twisted our beliefs into
Okay,
a
he gets it at
sickening,
least.
self-serving fantasy. And you expect me to believe he sacrificed himself for scraps of data?
Okay, at least he gets it.
Time for the
Thank
truth
God.
and
Okay, I love it. Okay, I was like, oh no, did he really like that dude? It's like,
Otherwise,
no,
I'll
he was an
simply
asshole.
Order these soldiers
He's still a douche, though.
to open fire.
Hold on. You're right. To be honest, the CO screwed everything up. He brought Thebes down around our ears and
That's a
died
sentence
like
that
gutless
needs to be
coward.
said more. The CEO screwed everything up. Like,
But you
normalize
have to
that
find
sentence in
something
society.
down there that will help your homeland. If I can take it and use it. Now, if I have to, I will fight my way out of here, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can just let me go. And then take credit when things start to improve.
Yeah, see? Yeah. Smart. Smart. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, Aloy gets it.
Success certainly does sound better than failure. It seems then that our destinies are intertwined.
Yeah, I was wondering. I
Landfall
wanted to
is
see what
open.
Monster Ted looked like.
If it will help your cause, you may come and go as you
Exactly, I agree, Fada.
But-
Yeah.
Alva must join you and report back on your efforts.
Hell yeah, I'm here with that. I'm cool with Alva joining me.
Fair enough.
Thebes is of no further value to us. Obviously, we're going back to the flotilla. Alva, I expect your reports to be thorough.
Yeah, one of the things I liked about
I thought he was going to have
Ted
us
Lasso
killed.
Fada in the most recent season
And instead,
was that they did
I
a
get to
really
join
good.
you.
Oh, she's very good.
Glad
Oh,
to have
yay.
you.
Was
you're
that their
going to
discussion of
need a
mental
little
health
help to
because there's a stigma. Sorry, I just want to talk about this because it was something that I really appreciated in it. In that I've seen a lot of like men, like I've had friends, like a former roommate of mine. He was a really close friend of mine. I think everyone should be really okay with going to see a therapist, but there's a thing with like seeing a therapist is somehow a fault of yours or something wrong with you. That it's like an admittance of weakness, especially for guys. And Ted Lasso, the character, was very much against mental health and actually had a lot of anger towards therapists just in general. And I really liked the season doing such a good job of deconstructing that, like where that comes from and that fear of therapy and being open about one's feelings comes from. And like he literally has an anxiety attack and doesn't know where to turn at one point, and it is paralyzing him. And I think the show just did a really good job of showcasing the importance of mental health and like actually talking about your problems instead of hiding them away, and how they can perpetuate cycles of abuse, or not just abuse, trauma is actually probably the better word, because there's characters that like because Ted Lasso wasn't open about his feelings and didn't share his feelings, and because the other characters also weren't open about their feelings, they also doubled down on being harmful to others and being abusive towards others. So it was just such a great show that like deconstructed that and showcased those cycles of abuse, and also the importance of therapy and talking about your feelings. I think it was such a great season. Like the second season of Ted Lasso, I don't think it gets enough
Maybe
credit
your
for how
friend.
well it depicted those things. I
need
think
you
it
to
was a
meet her
really,
at the
really
Plant
good
Ferry
season
and
in
escort her
that
back.
front. I don't think it was as funny
Can't
as the
wait to
first
meet her.
season, But the first season was like this just positive, upbeat show, and then I really appreciate the showrunners being like, everyone reacted to the optimism of our first season, and they took the second season and actually used that optimism to tell something important instead of it just taking optimism for granted. It was such a great recognition of that. Like I really appreciated Ted Lasso for that. All right. Oh, that's the end of that main quest. I think it's been playing for already almost 2.5 hours now. So I might wrap out everyone because I normally only play for 2.5, 3 hours. And I don't want to start a whole other mission. And I also haven't had dinner yet, so I might go have some dinner. So I might wrap out the stream, everyone, if that's okay with you. I'm going to try. I'm just going to let everyone know. Alba joined the crew. Yes, I know. I love that. I love that she joins the group back at the base, which is great. But what was I going to say? I'm going to just let everyone know that I am going to be in Mission Chicago this coming week. So because of that, there may be some spontaneous live streams because I'm going to be in Chicago Thursday through Sunday. So I might do a spontaneous live stream in Chicago. I'm not going to promise anything, but if I'm like busy in the airport or there's a moment in Mission Chicago, I'm like, oh, this would be a great time to stream. It might be some cool stuff to stream here. I might do that, but I'm not going to guarantee it. So I will guarantee I will do a stream not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So definitely a stream next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, and then maybe some sporadic uploads, streams throughout the week because of Mission Chicago. And then also, don't forget, on my secondary channel, Jessie Gender After Dark, I'm going to be doing reviews and stuff. I'm still reviewing Halo, Moon Knight, and Star Trek Picard, so look for those. There probably won't be another video essay on this channel until 2 weeks from now. So it'll be after my next stream. So probably not much going on this week other than like maybe some spontaneous live streams, so just be aware of that. And then, but my secondary channel will have a bunch, and I'll be sharing stuff out there. But beyond all of that, I think I'm just going to bid you all have a good time. If you're in Chicago, please come and see me. I'm very excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I am so freaking excited for Mission Chicago. So if you are in Chicago and are going to be at the con, please come and say hi. Cyberquaker, I better get to say hi to you. I'm very excited to say hi. I know you're going to be there. Other people hopefully will go and we'll have that. But otherwise, my friends, I love you. Sending you all the love in the world, and I bid you a wonderful good evening and good night. So sleep well and take care of yourselves.